brother.
I'm sitting with you.
Well, you want to sit back here today?
Come on in here, you outside at the table.
Y'all want to sit back here again today?
Okay, look, y'all. We live everywhere, Roland Martin and everything. Tell the audience.
Roland Martin.
Tell everybody why we're here today.
Well, we're sitting here in Atlanta because they have an important vote coming up. A vote to see how much taxpayers' dollars are going to go towards the completion of this project. But the twist of today is, originally, it was said that it would be $31 million. There is now what they're calling a message blunder. They are calling it could have been rolled out a little bit better by the mayor's office, the messaging. But there's a reallocation of funds that will be in addition to this $31 million. And it's making it from 31 to 67. There's a 36 additional reallocation of funds that has been discovered that they will be voting on. But what's important for the listeners is to know that this reallocation of funds is for the city of Atlanta to rent buildings in what is called Cop City. And who might they be renting from? The Atlanta Police Foundation. So all of this fluff and puff about the minimization of the police's role in this project, again, $36 million has been discovered, which is a message blunder, according to them, that will go to pay rent to the Atlanta Police Foundation. I'll end with this. The Atlanta Police Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit. It wasn't until folks like myself and Queen and others got up in these streets in 2020 and lit Georgia up like never before. It wasn't just the surrounding Atlanta metro area, Ackworth and other areas, and the governor doubled down then, executive orders, building protective barriers around police. The Georgia General Assembly, I know the national audience, y'all like to cheer about Georgia's blue. Georgia ain't a bit more blue. And for the record, I can care whether you're blue, red, Pyru, or Crip. I'm about your policies and your character. But because of those red dots that outnumber all the other dots in the Georgia General Assembly, they've been pencil whipping us ever since the uprising. So the Atlanta Police Foundation is now the most second powerful police foundation in the country since, as of 2020, only behind New York City. And we know how New York get down. So the people are here to demand that this be taken back to committee. Again, the spike from 31 million to 67 million, that's a big jump. And so we were trying to get this thing sent back to committee that would end up not being able to be budgeted in this calendar year. It would have to go a full cycle. If that doesn't work, then I know there's a referendum plan. We can talk more about that later. But it's just a beautiful thing. I'll close with this. It is an array of folks. It is a beautiful coalition that crosses generational lines, it crosses cultural lines, and it crosses lines of faith. And all of us have one common goal and one mission, and that's to stop this militarized project.
Wait, I'm going to set this up, though. Who are our friends, who are our allies, and who are our enemies on this city council? Who are we looking, who's voting with us, who's trying to vote against us, who's holding out?
Well, to be quite honest, sir, there's 15 council members. We only got about 3 that's on our side. Just to be a realist here. Yeah, we got to be a realist here. I mean, I have the chance and everything, and I feel them, and I'm with it, but it's an uphill battle. That's why the bring it back to committee play, because some of them are on the fence. They don't want to get up and say stop Cop City, but they might be willing to say, hey, well, maybe because of this fiscal spike or this reallocation of funds that wasn't included originally, maybe they'll take it back to committee.
All right.
But again, man, 15 council members.
And these are black council members.
Well, you know, all skin folk ain't your kinfolk.
So what are they getting at this? If the masses are saying no, I mean, aren't they endangering their popularity? Their populism with the masses?
Well, you know, let's just be real. We know that corporate. This is the bad part of corporate funders when they're looking for money for their campaign. A lot of, you know, even though we as people we donate, but a lot of this is a lot from major corporate, so-called nonprofit that fund these politicians. You know, there's Coca-Cola is all involved in this. There's so many major banks and funders that are funding this Cop City. So it's but we do have the power to vote them out. But we really need to put the pressure on corporate funders. And you know, and so shout out to Color of Change. You could go to Color of Change. to be able to sign the petition because it's all about divestment, which is really, really cool, really key for this. Myself and Hip Hop Caucus, we have Reverend Yearwood with us, but we campaign the divestment piece for Standing Rock and so many other environmental things. So I'm happy that Reverend Yearwood from the Hip Hop Caucus came in as well, because this is also an environmentalist and a fight as well as police terrorism.
This is an environmental piece too. The land that we're talking about, right, Lennox?
Yeah, the Willamette Forest. I mean, but it's also digging that from a civil rights component. I do want to say that it is important for other civil rights organizations to be a part of this. I haven't really seen this on the forefront of other civil and human rights organizations talking about what is going on here in Atlanta. And I think that being kind of the birthplace of the civil rights movement, and them not talking about this, not being as present, not putting resources to this fight, is a little bit disheartening. And it's a call to them right now to definitely use their voices across wherever they may be to speak up, as well as the environmental community. We are also requesting them, this is an environmental issue, it has environmental impacts, and that this is an issue where we know that climate justice is racial justice, and racial justice is climate justice. And so these are all intersectional and connected. So one of the things here that's important about this situation is also that this has already claimed lives. Puerto Gita was killed in January, ironically at the same time as the King's birthday. While many were celebrating his birthday and having a day off, Puerto Gita was killed, and we know shot many times. And so this is a situation.
And then for those who don't know, because that didn't get a lot of national play, who is Tortuguita? Tell us what happened to Tortuguita.
Non-binary.
Yeah, non-binary activist, person of color. They were a forced defender. Forced defender is a group of those who were sitting at the Willamette Forest fighting against what is the proposed site for Cop City. And in that process, while they were there, they were assassinated.
Yeah.
And to admit on record, while we have seen companies like Exxon and Shell killing other activists around the world, this becomes one of the first climate activists, racial justice activists who were killed right here in Atlanta, of all places.
Protesting this.
Protesting
Yes.
this. And so I think that's one of the things.
And that happened on site, didn't it? It
Yep,
happened at the
on
actual
site.
at the actual site. Tell us a little bit more about the audience, a little bit more about the site though, and the
was,
sacredness of the site,
yes.
the environmental nature
So
of the site.
as we know, this is all indigenous land. I have my land back, ceremonies back, everything back.
What do you call this you wearing?
Land back. This is my
No, you supposed
land.
to say a t-shirt.
A t-shirt. Little inside joke.
Right.
I had on a jacket that had Native American stuff, and when I went on his show when he was on Sirius, he was like, "What is this?" And I said, "It's a jacket."
right.
But yeah, so I have my land back, ceremonies back, everything back. So it's time for us to be able to get everything back, and that's what this is also all about. Georgia.
What indigenous people were here?
It was the Muskogee Creek, Cherokee, Choctaw, Chickasaw, the Seminoles, which is all Muskogee, but they were all here in Georgia. And then there was many Trail of Tears that pushed many of them out, but we are still here. Indigenous people are still here. And so this particular area was ceremonial to the Muskogee Creek people. And then from there it was a prison farm. Mm-hmm. And then right now it is it's forest. And it is the lungs of Atlanta. If you come to Georgia, it's nothing but trees everywhere. But they are chopping down these trees, and they said that they would plant more trees once they do Cop City. But the thing is, we don't want GMO trees. We don't want GMO trees. As someone that is battling stage 4 lung cancer, I don't want to breathe GMO trees. And so that's something that's really important, because we don't need, why would they chop down trees to replace it with a GMO tree? We need exactly what God has given us, which is land, trees, air, water, and then they will be building this militarized police training facility. And what they're saying is that this militarized police training facility will also be used for the firefighters and the EMT, and they're trying to make it really fancy and all that. But let's be real. 81 acres of it will be used for all of the war tactics we have seen in Israel. The Israel defense that has trained so many people in Israel to kill and murder Palestinians have also trained police here in America.
Yeah.
And so this Cop City is built. The police that's in your city, no matter what city you're in that you're tuning into right now, they will be coming here to do this militarized police training. Myself, Reverend Yearwood, was in Standing Rock. We was up against militarized police. I am battling lung cancer because of the chemicals of tear gas and all the other chemicals they put on us. It's myself and about 60 of us all have different forms of lung cancer, and 10 people have already died. So shout out to Congresswoman Cori Bush and Alexandria Ocasio. They was able to find out that tear gas is a cancerogen, autoimmune. You could catch autoimmune and also infertility with tear gas. So we don't need these type of militarized tactics. We don't need them to, we need them to protect and serve. Protect us from outside forces that are trying to do terrorism on us. We are not your domestic terrorists. We are forest defenders, we are earth protectors, we are civil rights, human rights protectors, and that's who we are. Water protectors, everything, but we are not domestic terrorists.
No question about it. So, and it's interesting, you know, how some black folk, probably some of these too, share this with you.
At
Go to
Atlanta City Hall, or you go to atlanta.gov, go to the city,
Okay.
city hall, city council meeting.
Channel 26.
Channel 26.
Channel 26. But it's
no,
online.
online.
Online is
It's
a
on, say again.
Online.
Atlanta.gov.
Oh, it should be online, yeah.
Atlanta.gov.
I
Yeah.
just go to the main site.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So go there and you can see what's up.
Okay.
We want to thank all of y'all for being with us, folks. This is exactly right. They're going to be training y'all's police. This affects you.
Yes.
This is going to be a place to train and militarize police in your community. So this is us going backwards, not going forwards.
Not going forward.
Since 2020. You want to close this out?
Yes, we want to thank everybody that come from out of town, out of state, all over the country for supporting us here in the Metro Atlanta to say Stop Cop City. I'm from DeKalb County, so we really don't want it in our county, and this is not going to be good for our elders nor our children to constantly hear what I heard as a veteran in the military, which is grenades and gun range. It's all shell shock because they're already going through enough of mass shootings. So we say Stop Cop City.
All right, we're going to stop Cop City, y'all. That's what we're here for today. Folks, we'll keep you posted. Go to atlanta.gov to watch the hearing. We'll all be here, and we'll come back live a little bit later.